It's okay to not feel okay. It's okay to feel sad. Like, I don't know why our society, or even just we as individuals, sometimes believe that if we are not happy, if we're not feeling good, we are doing something bad. We're letting someone down. No, no. Like, don't you understand that that is an emotion? That is a human emotion. That's okay. But I think what I realized is that the reason why a lot of people are unhappy is because they haven't looked at the things that are actually making them unhappy, right? I think a lot of it comes down to avoidance. And a lot of times it can be tough to look at that fear, at that sadness, that pain we have inside of ourselves. Let me tell you something. The first time that I thought really hard about, like, just ending my life, I was 10 years old, brother. And, I've taken a long and a lot of time to try and heal my youth, to heal myself so that I could feel happy to live again. And guess what? I did. But here's the thing. This last week, I found myself really, really, really sad about my life and my situation. And I had to ask myself, honestly, why is that? And the truth is, brother, maybe I wasn't as healed as I expected. Maybe I wasn't perfect. And maybe I've been so against my past that I still felt bad towards looking at the pain that still resided from there. And the truth is, I don't know. If I feel that pain still, if I feel that trauma still, hey, guess what? That's okay. Because the transformation that I've made is that I'm okay with being vulnerable, and I'm okay to feel sad. I'm okay to feel triggered and traumatized. I'm okay with it. I'm not gonna bottle it up and hide it away so that it can be pressurized and explode out of me another day. I think it's just not healthy, and I'm tired of that. So so I can't avoid it anymore. And I'm actually quite happy in my life. When I look around, it's a lot better. I'm improving my life a lot compared to where it was when I was a kid. But I think there were still patterns and reflections and emotions still left over. I still found it hard to trust. I still found it hard to cry, to let these emotions happen. And like someone told me recently, someone I really care about told me, the reason why I had not been allowing myself to feel this way, to feel safe, is because I never had that safety as a child. I never felt safe or comfortable. And that's okay. I felt guilt about that. I felt guilt and guilty about that childhood that I had and the feelings and traumas I had. And that is like the worst thing, when you feel bad about feeling bad. And I gotta tell you right now, you gotta give yourself enough love, enough space to look at it and be okay with not being happy. Because I think, when I ask myself, why have I not ended my life? Now I'm happy. I'm genuinely happy, even if I still feel some sad feelings. I realized that there is always so much more to live for. I always had more to live for. I don't think I could ever end my life like that, because genuinely now, from where I sit, I have purpose. You know, I created this channel to share these things with y'all. I offer myself on various platforms to help other people. And so even for me, I felt a sort of responsibility to be always okay. For y'all, right? How am I supposed to be this leader and be weak, be vulnerable, be scared, be in pain? And I realized, no, that is part of human nature, you know? And it's only when we focus on those deep, dark things, those deep pains, that we actually allow them to transmute. We give them attention so that they may rise and they may fall. Do you understand? It can come, it can go. But if you don't allow yourself to feel it, if you don't allow it to arrive, then it will never go. It's just there in the background, hiding away, waiting to explode. So we gotta let it go. Like, we gotta feel it and let it go. Because it has arisen naturally within you, that feeling. So let it dissolve. Just feel it. Feel it. It's okay to be sad, I promise you. In fact, I cried a lot recently, more than half in a long time. And genuinely, I'm grateful, because it's like you cry and then an hour later, you feel lighter. You feel like you transmuted something. You feel like, oh my God, thank God I'm not carrying that weight anymore. And so it's good. And I've been challenging myself to feel more vulnerable. Like, even me telling y'all today that I had been suicidal, like from the age of 10 years old. That was hard for me, because I felt guilty about that. I feel so guilty. But the truth is, if that's the way that I feel, then it is valid. I don't need anyone else to validate that. And I'm not letting anyone down by feeling sad. And I gotta say, if you have people in your life that are willing and care to hear you and how you feel honestly without judging you, that is a treasure. Honor those people. Honor them. Bro, when I feel sad, it doesn't even you could have a pet. Bro, when I feel sad, my cat knows. She comes, she calls up with me. She tries to improve my mood. You understand? Even if you just have an animal, even if you don't have a person, you have an animal that you can talk to, bro, tell your problems to your animal. Tell them how you feel. Like, express that part of yourself, bro. All right? And, even me, as an artist, I realized some of my greatest art had been from pain, bro. From pain, things I didn't allow myself to express. I had no outlet. So I used art to express my pain. So whatever outlet, whatever way you can to express these parts of you that feel like they need to be expressed, allow yourself to express them in a healthy way. Because it's so much better to just talk about, hey, maybe I'm scared about this. Hey, maybe I'm hurt. Maybe I'm not feeling okay. It's better to talk about it like that than to have it be so intense and explosive and almost out of control. And you realize, like, whoa, maybe I'm not sad. Maybe I was just carrying around sadness. And do you notice the difference? One you claim is yours. One is just an object you've been dragging around. And that is not to say that it is valid or invalid to feel that way, but it's just to tell you that those feelings, we can allow ourselves to feel them and let go. Okay? And genuinely, like, I'm here being vulnerable for y'all. For y'all. If I cried right now, I wouldn't care. I would upload it still. Do you understand me? And that's part of what I want this community to be. If you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, like, this is a safe space. You understand? This is a space for us to be vulnerable. So if you comment down below and I see you commenting, I'm never going to look at you like, oh, how this poor person, how could they be sad? No. Like, I'm going to feel that. And I have genuinely so much love for y'all. Because when I see someone sad, it reminds me of where I was. Yesterday, there was this kid. He was working in a restaurant. And, he was crying. And I think his manager was yelling at him, blah, blah. It reminded me so much of a younger version of me. Because I had been, like, verbally abused in my life. In workplace and in different dynamics. And so it reminded me, like, when I was at my first job as a teenager, and I understood how he felt. And so when I look at y'all, like, I see myself in a way. I see parts of myself. Whether you express any sadness, anger, aim, confusion, like, I understand y'all. And I want this to be a place of understanding. I want this community to be one that's understanding and supportive of each other. I want this to be a place where someone can say, in the comments, and if they're not having a good day, they can comment down below and people will uplift them. And people are willing to look in the comments and uplift other people because they know that if they ever feel down, they still have that same community, those same people. They can always comment down below and be like, hey, maybe I'm not feeling okay. Maybe I need someone to cheer me up right now. And you know what? That's 100% okay. If you feel like that, that is 100% okay. 100% okay. Don't feel bad about feeling bad. It's natural. I promise you it's natural. And I promise you there is so much to live for in life. Oh my God, I've been blessed in my life. I've been gifted so much. Do you understand? I can never look at where I was and imagine how I got here if I had not experienced it. Because sometimes I really just look at my life and I'm like, damn, how am I so fortunate? How? Generally, how am I so fortunate? And it's even the small things. I can look at a person in my life and I'm like, wow, thank God you're in my life. Thank God. And so remind yourself to be grateful. Grateful for what you have. And remind yourself that there's so much to live for in life. Even if you don't see it right here in front of you now, I promise you, there's so much to live for, so much to appreciate. This life is not all sadness and pain. I promise you that. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. So if things are not looking bright for you, I promise you. Like, the seasons always change, understand? Things are not stagnant, even if they appear to be. The river keeps moving. The river of life keeps moving. So no matter what season you are in, honor it, feel it, allow yourself to be vulnerable with it. I love you. I appreciate y'all. And if you ever need, some support, you can comment down below in the comments. You can find me on my Patreon. We do guided classes. I do coursework on trauma healing, and genuinely, I hope y'all are gonna have some wonderful experiences, a wonderful day. And I hope you give yourself some love today. Treat yourself to something. Show yourself you are worthy of love. I'll catch you later. One love.